Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Uh, I think I just played our new intro, but maybe it looped a couple times. I don't know. I can't actually hear it in my own screen, or in my own headphones. Maybe I botched our new intro, but Paul made us a cool intro. I like it. So hopefully, even if you did play a couple times on loop, you got to see it. But welcome, everybody. Happy Sunday. It's time for another crypto weekly review here. We're Crypto Traders Arena, and we're coming, we come on YouTube live every Sunday talking about our altcoin investment plan, which we've sort of tongue-in-cheek called the Road to Financial Freedom. But of course, we're just trying to play this crypto cycle here and accumulate altcoins at the bottom of the range and hopefully sell them halves on doubles and ride them into glory here in the next bull cycle, which apparently seems to be on track for, I don't know, this year and next year. We'll see how it all goes, but everything's looking generally positive in crypto land, I'd say. But anyway, everybody, maybe I'll introduce my co-host here because I sometimes forget, but I'm here with Paul J. Are you here, sir?
Yeah, good evening, at least in my area. Yeah, I'm here.
Did I botch the
As
intro?
usual. No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
It's okay. It was I don't know, played a couple of times, at least what I saw. I'll rewatch later.
Yeah, me too. Well, that's cool. Welcome anyhow. We're trying our best here to make the production a little bit better, and that's probably going to be a toss-up half the time, but pretty excited about like I have our website up here right now. Paul just made that cool intro for this video. Our friend Hanya's been helping us with a lot of cool images and just sort of identifying Crypto Traders Arena's sort of like kind of like image identity. And we're just kind of having fun with this whole gladiator theme. So that's cool. And hopefully we're also going to be, well, we're cleaning up our Discord a little bit, just kind of making a lot of housekeeping type changes here just to make the community better. So, of course, from all our current members, if you ever have any feedback, I'd love to hear it. And, maybe let us know how we can just continue to do a better job as we're always sort of evolving here. But anyhow, back to business, I guess. We could talk about some crypto here. And as usual, we go through 10 altcoins that are on the list for our trading plan every week. And usually I kind of start with just a little broader picture. I think just to keep it simple, I have the DXY up here on the screen right now. And we'll talk about Bitcoin, obviously, is sort of getting rejected off of a key level. And then the stock market's ripping to new highs. So that's basically that's basically the current status of the risk on market, I suppose. And I see this DXY here putting in a weekly fractal now in a reload zone. So it is catching a bounce here, suggesting that maybe we're ranging, maybe DXY is in a range from the lows here up to the highs. Sort of in the past here got rejected in the dump chaser zone here and created the top of this range now. But so the question is this just a dead cat bounce, and does it come up into stuff like 61.8s and get rejected off of this new range here? And I think with how bullish the stock market looks and stuff, it seems likely that we'll probably get some sort of lower high in DXY and then maybe back down into the reload zone. And that might coordinate with Bitcoin sort of finding some sort of new bottom. But nonetheless, this is sort of a dead cat bounce looking kind of thing. I think the DXY could easily be making a lower high here in the future. So that would suggest that everything else on the risk on side would be moving higher. And I'll just point these out really quick. This is the SPY, S&P 500 closed at a new high. I don't think that's enough of it's not really enough information to say this isn't going to be an FU here. We did get a nice strong close to the upside of the range there last week, or this week, I should say. But so looking very bullish, but I suppose this could turn into an FU and we could end up back in the range this coming week. So we'll just see. But if the DXY is going to come up into maybe 61.8 or so of that little range I was just showing you, And if it gets rejected there, then I suppose that's just going to give the green light for the stock market to keep grinding higher. So that's just fascinating. But looking at the Nasdaq, it's even stronger. It ripped considerably up to a new high. Now they had already taken out the all-time highs here a couple weeks back, and then got rejected, and actually gapped down and kind of fuck you to everybody. Like that was a pretty ugly looking gap. Suppose it's worth pointing out that there was never like a structural sell signal here, because like this is like an island top. It gapped up outside the range and then gapped down back inside the range and made like a 3-bar top, but it never took the level out. So it was never a confirmed top. So a pretty good example of how they sort of suckered everybody here into thinking FU and then ripped it the other way. So anyway, super strong in the stock market. And Bitcoin, on the other hand, I mean, not strong. Just kind of hanging in there, looking pretty ugly in terms of like what could become like a top, like a 3-bar candle pattern top. Like unlike the Nasdaq that I just pointed out, which never confirmed, or not unlike it. Well, the Nasdaq never confirmed, and we're looking at the same thing with Bitcoin here. We have a potential 3-bar top now, but we'd have to lose this week's level here. We haven't closed yet, but we'll see how later today works out. But that's kind of a little sort of doji indecision candle. So not the greatest look for Bitcoin here. I mean, last week we talked about just ripping up into the 61.8 level on the ETF news. Sell the news. Definitely looks like sell the news to me at the moment. But I don't think there's like a confirmed weekly top yet here. So just like the Nasdaq a minute ago, they could just turn this thing around and rip it back up and eat this wick at any time. But in general, it looks kind of heavy. You can see there's like I guess OBV isn't really in an M here. So OBV still is just sort of trending higher. So it's not broken. But there's a potential weekly top in a location that we wouldn't, it wouldn't be a huge surprise to see Bitcoin coming back down. And I talked a lot already over the last couple of weeks about the open air down here and how like key support's way down at 32. So there's like a lot of room for Bitcoin to come off here. I did draw the little reload zone, I think, last week here of the new range. And so I guess 61.8. Interesting that it's 61.8 of the entire range going all the way back to the old cycle lows. So that level right there seems interesting, 28,300. That's assuming Bitcoin comes off that hard. And then I'll just end with Bitcoin saying I still think there's probably going to be a higher low somewhere in here. Whether it's lower or here or maybe even higher, I have no idea. But I don't know. The trend is up now. So like, how any sort of pullbacks are going to be nice opportunities to buy altcoins, which is sort of what we're focused on for this show. So if anything, you should probably be hoping for this kind of dip. It's like you want it to dip. You just don't want it to dip to zero. I'm just kidding. But you can see Mountain Man right there. I mean, I don't know. Can you envision the possibility of hitting this Mountain Man level, double Mountain Man, double 61.8? Now that's what's that level? That's 28,343 or so. So could happen. It's looking kind of toppy here, but I don't think you can like call tops yet. Let's see what happens this week. Maybe they make that 3-bar pattern, and if we should actually start coming down and eating some of that area, and that'll set up the hopeful buys in altcoins. But in general, altcoins are just sort of hanging in there and still ripping, and shit coins are still ripping, and I don't know. There's definitely, you can kind of see the pullbacks in some of these altcoins, but they're not really happening just yet. So I'm kind of just looking at the chat a little bit here too. David's asking if we're dressed as gladiators. Yeah, it's like that picture at the desk. Just sitting there in full armor. It's totally uncomfortable, actually. Let's see. DMAC saying BTC to 45K, then leg down. So DMAC wants to see a reload. I mean, yeah, that would be like I mean, I didn't really talk about that just now, but maybe they even, whether they make this fractal or not, they might bounce it up into short reload zones to give like smart money another shot at a short. But I think that's a good point. Like at this point with Bitcoin, like wherever the bottom comes in right here, I think the short reload zone tags become shortable opportunities. I think that's probably the first time you could truly argue that you could I don't know, like on a higher time frame kind of thing. Like I don't think shorting Bitcoin anywhere in here was a great idea because we didn't actually have a mountain man tag or anything. We didn't have good location anywhere through here to think about shorts. Now we I mean, we're still not in great location. We're sitting at the 50% level, but any bounces back up near mountain man into this short reload zone seem to be, it wouldn't be crazy to consider shorting there. And of course, the red box is way up here, still could rip up there, but we'll see what happens. What else can I say? Nothing about Bitcoin really. Let's just see what happens there with this fractal this week, and I think if we take out this week low at what is that? That's 4236. Then we'll actually confirm a 3-bar pattern, and we could start thinking that maybe this thing has rolled over a bit. That doesn't mean it won't still bounce to the short reload zone, but the stop on that 3-bar fractal, that's the thing, is this way up here. So that's not what, it's kind of hard to short that. You'd have to risk all the way up to the highs. So it wouldn't be a huge surprise to get DMAX bounce up into like Mountain Man or 78.6 of this new range. But we'll see when that comes in. I don't know. I guess I could look at Ethereum really quick and just say that it's still in 38.2 battle. Obviously we kind of resolved this little consolidation and broke out into the dump chaser zone, and now it's just sort of running out of gas at the moment, actually making an inside bar here. So also no top, but just sort of, it's just playing around in the dump chaser zone with no sell signal yet. So it could just keep on grinding higher. And I mean, I think the question is really just in the bigger picture is whether or not Bitcoin breaks here. That's going to gauge everything else, in my opinion, as far as like whether we get a chance to buy altcoins here in the near term, like in the next month or two. Kind of need to see Bitcoin break here a little bit, and that'll probably make Ethereum at least go sideways or something. So just kind of waiting on that, I suppose. I mean, there was some sort of shift in place here with like, when the ETF news came out and Bitcoin sort of hit 61.8 and got rejected, Ethereum versus Bitcoin took off here and didn't really create like a clean buy setup. I mean, we just had like an FU. If you're that kind of trader that likes to buy like other liquidity level, other people's stops, then sure, there was like a really sick level here to just go in and hit that. But I don't think there's a W there or anything. So, this might still have to play with this trend line down the road. But nonetheless, there was some sort of shift into Ethereum on that event. So maybe that's just sort of kind of projecting the potential alt season that we're hoping for here down the road. But I'd like to see a W here or something, at least to make this look a little stronger. But I mean, nonetheless, they're still just battling in the pump chaser zone, I guess. So, a W here and taking off would just suggest that Ethereum versus Bitcoin still in a broader kind of uptrend. And this new low was actually just like a quick FU of the previous low. And DMAC was saying total looks like shit. So I'll look at total really quick and just kind of see that same 3-bar pattern that maybe Bitcoin will have. So I would watch. I just, again, watching for that weekly. If you're just kind of zoomed out and not day trading, then you really just got to wait for Bitcoin to sort of confirm its top here before you can really make too many big claims. Because like that's the funny thing is Bitcoin's sitting right at the 50% level, so it's just in a place where it's like, I mean, it's in the middle of this whole range. It could go either way here. I don't know. It's just literally right in the middle of the range. I mean, funny enough, it's almost exactly at the 50% level right now. So it's not a place to be a buyer or really a seller. I mean, if you're long from here, then the 50% level would have been like sort of the initial profit taking area. And then 61.8, I could totally see people taking profit here. So that's kind of what we're watching right now play out. But new longs, kind of not a good place to be thinking new longs. And even just to go short the market thinking Bitcoin's going to go to zero here is dangerous because we're in a pretty strong uptrend. So the wind is at our backs, I suppose. I don't know. That's about all I have to say about the broader market. I've been pretty much just playing around on Solana shitcoins still over the last week. And they seem to still be strong and there's still sort of money flowing into them. If anything, they're just so diluted. There's just like so many new ones every day, and then most of them go to not to zero, but most of them just go basically to zero. Um, so I don't really have a good gauge on whether that will last. Like, I mean, it seems like it's kind of like still happening. Funny enough, some of the like old favorites are actually ripping, like Soulzilla and some of the ones we traded in like mid December, early December, and they became they were new then, and now they're a little bit more established, and they've actually come all the way back down to like 88.6s and set up like just kind of actually I have Soulzilla on the screen here, so like perfect, like it had this epic move back here, but just like all the altcoins we watch, it made its way back down and started Wing out, in this case around 88.6. And now it's ripping. So like this is very much still a bull market. It has plenty of room to keep going higher. So we'll see if Soul shitcoins have life left in them still. It seems kind of like they do. I don't know. Maybe Paul can weigh in his opinion on that too, whether or not we're running out of gas or if it's worth still going and aping into these things. So, but that's where a lot of my focus has been. And then I guess the last thing I'll just say this week is so I'm like trading these, but as far as just the sort of investment weekly stuff that we talk about on this show, I think it's still just really important to have your bids work. And that's the kind of market we're in right now. Is like I've already said a whole bunch of times that I'm a bull going forward. I'm not thinking Bitcoin's even making new. I'm not really thinking about Bitcoin taking out the bottom here at 15,000. That it might happen, but that's not my thinking at all. My thinking is just like, can I buy the altcoin dip when Bitcoin dips, but Bitcoin's still very much in an uptrend, and we're on track to sort of have this sort of halving rally. Which, of course, to be clear, like sometimes it seems like crypto wants to dip right into the halving, so there probably will be a dip sometime in the next few months. But that dip is what I think will be the opportunity to buy before the sort of post halving altcoin cycle and Bitcoin cycle. But I'm really looking at altcoins here having some sort of bull run. And so now it's just like, can you have your bids working? That's the sort of market we're in right now. Is you have to go and hunt out all the names that you want to buy and draw your fibs and wait for pullbacks into good levels and just regard whatever your setup is, follow your setup and get long and not miss the trades. That's like my main focus will be to not fuck it up. And make sure that I actually just I'll pick a name for fun. I don't know. Let's see. What's one like? I think I forget which ones I talk about already. So like it's hard to. I don't want to say one that I've already been talking about, but what would be like a good example of one that is probably pulling back here? Of course, I didn't have one ready. I know I talked about Spa last time. It looks like it's already up a little bit, so it maybe didn't get enough of a dip. Yeah, look at that one. Like that's hilarious. Look at how they dipped it, but I don't remember where my bids are. This is on Qcoin. I'm pretty sure I have a bid right around there. I don't think I got filled. So that does happen, but that's the dip we're looking for, right? It already happened here on SPA. That kind of shows how strong altcoins really are right now. Let's see where I had my bid actually. Look at those motherfuckers. They missed me by like that because I haven't had my bid above 78.6 a bit. Well, there you have it. Point still applies that whatever your setup is. In my case, I'm looking for these weekly W's, and I'm looking to draw my fibs off of the current range that was created on the first breakout or later in last year, I should say, or in last year. And now I'm just looking to, like, you can even see how this one even emmed out, and then they just hit 78.6 essentially right on the right. I mean, they front ran it a little bit, but that's the kind of trade I'm looking for, is just hitting that level right there. So I missed this one so far, and this is very V-bottomy, and I wouldn't be surprised to still see it come down. And I even have a lower bid here, but that's a good example of what I'm looking to do. So it's a repeat from last week and the week before, and probably the week before that. I think I've said every week that I'm just trying to buy around 78.6 against previous structural W's, and this one's a perfect example. Um, haven't really bought anything yet though, so that things haven't dipped enough yet. But uh, the point is get your bids working. You can see how you would have now it's too late. I had my bid work and didn't get filled on this one in particular, but if I would if you didn't have your bid work and you definitely didn't get filled is my point. And I'm not surprised to see this kind of activity. This is I think the activity is going forward for altcoins actually. If you're lucky enough to get dips into good levels, they're probably going to get bought up because we're heading into the bull. I don't know when exactly it's going to start. It could go sideways for the next year for all I know, but I know I think well, I don't know anything. I think we're closer to the bull starting than not. I think like we're the likelihood of something like this turning into an uptrend down the road here seems pretty good, and these lows holding. So I'm just trying to stay in that mindset is my only point here, and try to make sure my bids are working, and I'm going to buy these things when they come down to 78.6. And to be fair, I am working bids at 61.8 on some of these. I didn't in this one in particular, but it depends. I'm sort of just gauging it on whether or not, like in this case, I didn't have a bid up here because I felt like it was pretty chasey at 61.8 because the W is way down here. If the W is up higher, then I might consider a 61.8 bid as well. But like just because of me, I like to nibble in, so I'll probably have one there and one at 78.6 and one at 88.6 in that case. And I don't know, doing that makes me feel like I'm not chasing. It allows me to be a little bit more aggressive if I want to just get a small nibble at 61.8. But I also feel like I'm just sort of easing my way into this because in general, I kind of approach it pretty conservatively and just trying to just get myself averaged in around 78.6 is the goal. Somewhere around there. And to be fair, I'm not that picky at this point. Like I just want to be averaged in around there. I don't want to be averaged in from way up here because I bought this breakout here. But I just want to be kind of around here. And even if it goes to new lows here, I'll probably still get a double off on that trade. Because of course I'm not working to stop here, right? I'm just going to buy these and risk them to zero. Just like we do in our plan that Paul's going to get into here. Our basic risk management strategy for this is based on Brian Beamish's little old lady, he calls it, which is he would like to remind everybody it's a risk management strategy, not a setup. And we follow along with that basic idea, which is just with these altcoins, we're just trying to buy the bottom of the range, right? We're trying to get in at a good level here, and we're not going to walk away. We're going to risk an amount that basically amounts to 100% of that trade is at risk, right? We're risking it to zero. So, if it was $100, then you're just going to let this trade play out. So if it goes 50% underwater, you're just going to be patient. Know that you bought a pretty good level. Like in this case, I mean, this doesn't show the whole chart, but in this case, there's plenty of upside. I'm looking to buy down here at the lows against the old previous lows, and there's tons of upside here. So even if we go down, considerably underwater here, it's likely it'll get its shit together. And my double, say I got long from here, which I did actually in the first. I already got a double on this move, but I think I'll still get filled on a second car here. But just assuming I got long from like 0.05, then it doubles just to test these highs. So even if price comes, even if we make new lows down the road here, I didn't risk too much of my account. I'm not putting myself in a place of danger. I accepted that $100 in this case is 100% risk. So I accept the fact I might lose that 100, and I'm just going to wait, and probably I'll get my position back here as it finally works its way back up to this high here, which isn't even that high. And then I get my capital back for selling half of my position. And then I just wait for this to truly get going. And you can see how much upside there is on this thing, even just a test of like, that low, that's 10 cents. So we're going from 0.05 to 10 cents. That's pretty good. And that would be a free position. I'll just be laughing through the whole bull market as it's grinding higher. I have no incentive I don't have any of my capital at risk. I just have paper money at risk. And so that's what we're trying to do essentially in this show and in our whole altcoin trading plan. Like regardless of the methods you use to get into the trades, hopefully you're at least thinking this kind of way. You're looking for these bottoms that are now formed, and you're just going to take your bet and look for these kind of moves going forward, which may be like in 5 months, or maybe it's in a year and a half. I'm not really sure. I would, anybody that says they know just doesn't know shit, or doesn't, I don't know we don't know. I just know that when I see these kind of bottoms, the end result is often up. So I'm gonna stick with that. And Richard's saying Boner looks interesting. Yeah, of course. Boner was one that we actually traded earlier in December too, and then it kind of died. We'll look at it really quick, and then I'll let Paul jump on here. And of course, a lot of our attention's been on Solana meme coins, and we have our degen room where people are just shit coining away, and it's actually been really fun to go and play these. So that's kind of looking forward to just being more involved in this kind of trading here this year. I don't know if Boner's still got any has Boner gone flaccid? I don't know. I mean, there's a W though, so like, of course you
Well,
can.
please don't open the Twitter page or anything related with that.
Oh yeah, I won't do
Will give us some troubles with YouTube.
that. Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about it too much. I'll just say that this is kind of classic, right? Like they just ripped it out the gates. This is a daily chart, so the first couple days, just epic rip. I'd have to zoom way out to even. I mean, God, huge move, but you can see what happened on the other side, and that was just over a couple days. So if you were in here chasing the market up here, you got completely destroyed. So like this shit's highly risky and super dangerous. And the only question with these is like sure, if this was like what's still a shit coin but less of a shit coin. Like, I mean, if it was like one of these other coins we're talking about that's in like the top 100 market cap, and you have a pretty good feeling that like it's going to be around for a bit, then these pullbacks become great buying opportunities, just like that SPA I was saying. Like I think SPA is probably going to be around. It's not going to just like disappear tomorrow. It could, but it probably won't. Whereas this thing could just disappear tomorrow, or at least just get driven down to zero. And so it's like a question of, is this pullback a buying opportunity, or is this thing dead? And I don't actually know. It probably comes down to a bigger picture. Like, is Solana still active, and are people going to still be pumping these shit coins? Like, and is this one, I don't know what's going on with it. So it's hard to say. Like when I look at this, I'm just like, damn, that's a nice chart. Like for sure, like nice W came in. Now it's already kind of ripping. Of course, if you're buying the lows here, you probably already had at least a double. Yeah, like much more. Or no, about a double. So I don't know. I think if I was looking at like something I believed was going to stick around for the remainder of the year at least, or something, or just for this cycle, then of course I would be interested in a chart that looks like this. And you can see how all the rules still apply. Like W broke out, retest the W, obviously was support for like 5 days, so plenty of time to buy that level there. But that's the level I think that I'd have to at least wait for. And of course, if I draw some fibs here, probably find that level is in the reload zone. So I actually have a free position on this that's just basically gone down, because I was trading back here and shit, and I don't even know what's going on with this. It's like been like off my radar as a dead one. Anyway, I'll leave the Solana shitcoin talk with Boner and just say, I don't know if it's good to chase this one, or maybe try to find something that's shiny and new. It's hard to say, and we'll see if Solana, like, the farther we get into this Solana meme coin rally, I suppose the closer we are to like getting too frivolous, I guess, or just too bullish. Like, so it would be kind of nice to see it sort of calm down a little bit, I think. But who knows? Maybe it just, like I said, Bitcoin's in an uptrend, so maybe we just don't really get a slowdown from here. It could just, Bitcoin could pull back a little bit, consolidate, start a new W, and maybe everything just is still off to the races. I don't know. So anyway, be careful. I will just. I mean, it's not really the purpose of this show to talk about Boner and all these shit coins. We do talk about weekly charts here, and we're trying to take like a slowed down, simplified approach for this show, just for people that maybe have full time jobs, or maybe they don't want to spend all day in front of the computer, and they just want to. They have some money that they can afford to lose, and they want to take advantage of these moves that happen on this sort of 4-year cycle that crypto's enjoyed for the past few times. And so, that's one type of trading. This is way more just like you can get so run over if you're not managing your risk appropriately. So be damn careful if you're messing around with this stuff. It's not for the faint of heart, I'd say. I mean, these things move like crazy. They move like hundreds of percent in minutes and then come all the way back down a couple minutes later. So, but it's been fun, and it's sort of rejuvenated me with crypto. It made me like crypto, like, and even NFTs are getting me more excited. And just this time around, I want to be more active and just literally having fun with this stuff. So that's kind of cool. Just trying to enjoy some of the cool ideas in tech and funny stuff. I mean, some of this stuff is hilarious, and it's hilarious how we're just, I don't know, trading with the. It's like trading's become so accessible now. You can like trade from the toilet at your school if you're like 17, like it's hilarious that there's like young people who are just like gambling on these names from school probably. And it's just kind of funny how it's like that's just everybody can trade now. So now there's just this stuff that people are trading that literally has like no, I mean, there's no, I don't know. I shouldn't say there's no. They all have like something they do, like they're gonna make like a Telegram bot or some shit. But like, I mean, this is just straight up trading like baseball cards or whatever. There's no like inherent value behind any of this shit, which is hilarious and could be super dangerous. So be careful. Don't go risk all your money on Boner Coin because you saw somebody on Twitter shilling it. They're probably, if they're shilling it, you're probably way too late. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. But I guess that's the extent of my intro for today. Of course, we're. I did want to make the point. Well, fuck it. The point of this show is we cover our Road to Financial Freedom plan, and Paul comes on and we talk about the 10 coins on the list and report any fills and sells that any bids filled or sells filled that we got. And of course you can follow all of that along. You can follow along with all of that on our Discord if you just go and look at our crypto weekly review channel and get the spreadsheet that basically shows everything that Paul walks us through each week. So if you're ready to do that, Paul, I think it's a good time to move on. And of course you can join our Discord at cryptotradersarena.com and just be able to access this particular plan. Maybe I lost Paul. Hopefully you guys still hear me.
No, I'm here.
Oh, there it is.
And I'm here. I didn't go anywhere. Well, you can move to my screen if you want.
Okay, let's see here.
It'll take some time, but
I got too many windows open on this computer. But your screen is up on I'm looking at my screen on your screen.
Yeah. Nice to look at your screen on my screen. Well, we'll start with the Road to Financial Freedom in 1 minute, but first let's give you my opinion about Bitcoin. Let's wait for this 3-bar fractal to close, to have a potential one. Like we said last week, let's see the 61.8, let's see the 1 week candle in the news, and pretty straightforward. Buy the rumor, sell the news, classic event. And yeah, not that it matter, but you can see here. I was right this time with your influencers. Everyone was bullish. Yeah, a lot of volume on ETF. Well, where is that volume? Because I cannot see it. It's a selling volume, but not what they expected. classic for crypto: buy the rumor, sell the news. Ugly candle. Now you can see we have a indecision candle for the moment here in on weekly basis. Still 7 hours until we close, but we should wait for this candle to close. If we'll trade below this week low, then we have a 3-bar fractal top. But when we'll get that 3-bar fractal top, if we'll get that 3-bar fractal top, that doesn't mean our market sell at 40K with the stop loss at 50K. No, I'll wait for a bounce. A bounce could be bounce back in the dump chaser zone or bounce back in the short reload zone. Honestly, I'll prefer a 61.8. But if I'll see an M in dump chaser zone, well, I'll be forced to take a trade, to take a small short, maybe not 1%, maybe not the classic position size, but I'll try to short it. So even if we are talking about weekly chart, it's pretty important what will happen in the next couple of hours. We'll reassess tomorrow morning. If the market will trade below this level this week, then we have a 3-bar fractal top. And after that, we should hunt a short idea. Yeah. We had a nice trade here, an SFU, but this one, it's old. Now we need a new trade. The best thing we can do is just draw a short reload zone and wait at 61.8. Front running with I don't know, $100, 61.8 is not a bad idea. Just put a complete OCO order, and at least to protect some spot position. If you will get a short in 61.8 and the market will dump, you'll lose on a spot and you'll gain on a future. So you'll hedge in a way. You'll hedge your portfolio. Okay, that's my thinking on Bitcoin. Bitcoin looks like this, and if I'll switch to Ethereum looks totally different. Now is the same scenario we had on Bitcoin, now is slowly moving to Ethereum. Let's see if it will be the case, but if I'll switch to Ethereum, well, it's a different image on weekly chart. We are still in this uptrend channel, AB equals CD, ABCD completed. We can do another one. You can see, even if we put another one, it's almost completed, but it's a lot stronger. It's a different image on Ethereum on weekly basis than on Bitcoin. You can see it's totally different. Maybe it's time for Ethereum to outperform Bitcoin a little bit. So watch out for that. Ethereum versus Bitcoin tells you a nice story here. You can see the downtrend channel, you can see the breakout, and we should go on a daily basis, every day of the week, reviewing what we see in the market and day trading. Here is not the case, just an overview. So let's go back on our road to financial freedom plan. We are still, I don't know if I should mention, but I'm assuming that maybe one person will be new and doesn't know. We are still in this part of the plan, same spreadsheet. You can make a copy here. Make a copy, and if you make a copy, you can use this plan, use this spreadsheet. You can modify it. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to pay anything. If you want to follow our plan, you will have to stay on a free part of our Discord community. But again, it's the free part of the community. We want all crypto traders arena people to be able to follow this plan and make some money. If you want to day trade, if you want to swing trade, well, it's a different story. But for investment part, everything about this plan, it's free, totally free. Okay, so still in the same part until the halving, I'm assuming, maybe even more. We did an overview, and I think we talked about last time about Dego. I don't know if we talked about R and N. Let's start with that. Even if we talked about that one, is not a bad idea to take another look. So we have the range on this one on weekly basis. We have a fill, but the W here. We don't have a shot, so nothing we can do. I don't think it's the case for us to reload or to buy another 0.5 until we'll have that shot. If I'll see this range going longer and a big wide W, maybe I'll change my mind. But for the moment, no. We have an exposure. We didn't get our free coins. We should wait. Looks normal for a consolidation period. Sideways. I like this kind of environment. We can make a lot of free coins in this environment. But for the moment, we don't have a shot. Now, let's take a look at the next one. And the next one, it's Anfi. Let's see what we have on this one. So I put a limit order, a buy order here, $2.55. And we didn't had a fill yet. But looking at the weekly chart, after this pump and dump, we had a nice pump and dump here. Someone made some nice money here. But I don't see that clear weekly W. So for the moment, I know Kevin is a bit more bullish than me. I'll change my mind and I could become more bullish. But for the moment, I'll keep my limit order here on this plan. So a few of this move will get me a nice entry, and then I will put my sell half on a double and so on. I don't see that weekly W. What I see a bearish retest of this candle, and that's it. And a range. We should retest this one at some point in time. And if we'll get a, I don't know, a long reload zone on Bitcoin or a Wyckoff check of this level, that's my thinking. Okay, let's go back on Bitcoin on weekly. If I'll get a Wyckoff check of this level, 32,000, well, I think I could get a fill on at that level. So that's my thinking. If we'll go and do a retest on Bitcoin, some altcoins will test the lows, even if for the moment they are strong. But you know how they say it: first dump on Bitcoin, altcoin, they are holding on. The second dump, well, they'll destroy altcoins usually. Let's see what will happen this time. But on this one, I'm not changing anything. I'm keeping my buy order here. Okay, next one. RC. Let's see where we have this one. We don't have it here. Why? I should have this one here. Let's find it. If I don't have it, I should find it. 1 second, bear with me, guys. Well,
I just banged a double out on this one.
yeah, but I don't have it here. Now, well, now I have it. I don't know why we don't have the sell half on the double on this chart, but we should. We don't have a fill on this one. That's the problem. If I go on this one, we don't have a fill. You can see it here. If we go on the chart, we put the limit order. I was a greedy goblin. You can see it here, and they missed my entry. Well, let's reassess and let's see what we have now. Now, I think it's still a valid level. I don't know if I should do anything else on this one. Yeah, it's a range. You can see my classic way of seeing the market. I don't know if it's the best. Okay, this is the low. This is the low. And this is the high here, or this one, but I prefer the bigger one. So, well, thinking like that, I think my order it's good enough here. Same kind of thinking. If I'll see this big wide W holding on and breaking out and then retesting, okay, I could change my mind and modify this one and put it higher. So from 80 cents, I could go and double the 1.5 kind of idea. But for the moment, well, yeah, it looks strong, but we are still in the range. And if I see a range and I see a breakout here, all the people on our community know that I'll say it's a fake out. Usually I'm right because market it's in a range 70 to 80% of the time. So if you want to be right, you'll look at the range and you'll say, okay, this is a fake out. So 70% of the time, approximately, you'll be right. I'm doing the same thing here. I'm not taking seriously this breakout. Even if we'll push a bit higher, well, maybe we'll take this level. You can see some liquidity there. But overall, I'm okay with this 80 cents, maybe $1. If you want to move your limit order at $1, put it $1.01 or 2 cents kind of idea. But for the moment, I'm okay with keeping this one. It's just going sideways. Nice consolidation. Yeah, we have some potential to the upside, but chasing this one, let's say I have 80 cents my limit order and the all-time high was $16. Well, 20x until the all-time high. I don't know if it's I should go higher to put my limit orders. It's at limit even 20x. So I'm okay with keeping this order here. Yeah, it's strong for the moment, but that doesn't mean that could not change. Okay, so this one still waiting on a road to financial freedom plan. Joe, let's see what we have on Joe. Well, on Joe, we have a chart from last time. People could see it, and you can see where I was hunting Joe. Let's see what we have now on Joe. Close this one and let's go to see Joe. Well, you guys can see I was a bit a greedy goblin here. Uh, nice W here. I didn't update, didn't look at this chart at that moment in time, and I missed this W. I should keep this order here and buy here because I still have 0.5 available. Well, now I don't know if I could do something. What I will do, I have two options. Either I will remove this order and I'll put it here. Either I will let this order here for the moment. I think it's a good idea, and I could put another one at this W breakout, just a bit above 78.6. Keep in mind, this altcoin reload zone is 78.6 and 88.6. So I'm already in the classical long reload zone. So buying here, let's see, long buy 0.5. So I'll do it this way. I'll keep this order here and I'll put another one here at 28 cents, 28 and something. If the market will dump straight down, will fill my order, if will fill the other one in the same time or before will hit the shot, okay, then I'll do an average and I'll put sell half on a double on both of them and only one order and that's it. Joe is pretty strong. I'm okay with putting an order higher at 28 cents. Now it's 47 cents. So in a Bitcoin dump, I could see both of my orders get a nice feel. And if you will stay in the range and will play around and give me long reload zones and give me opportunities to reload and more free coins, even better. But for the moment, let's get a bag. So Joe, I know Carol is a big fan of Joe. I think it's a good project. Has some something working. You can trade on Trader Joe. So why not? Let's chase a little bit. Okay, that was Joe. Let's see the next one. Magic. I added more of them here. You can see we have 114 kind of idea. Let's see what we have on Magic. I put more altcoins. Let's take them one by one. So Magic, I had a limit order here, buy 0.5 at this level. You can see all the way down here. But market told me something different. Market told me that I'm wrong, and this is a W, it's a valid one. Not quite, but at limit, and push higher. What I can do now, I don't know. To keep this order, I think it's a good idea. I will do the same thing I did on Joe. I'll just take and put another because I could buy 1%. I have 0.5 here. I'll buy another 0.5 here. I'll put my limit order there and live with the results. I don't think we have too much time to, I don't know, be a cheap ass and wait only with at the lows. Maybe the market will come here and push back up. So we don't want to be left behind on too many projects. Some of them, okay, I get it, but not too many of them. I don't think is the right one. Ah, now is the right one. Pretty simple. You can see the W and you can see where we are trying to buy. I hope I will remember to update the spreadsheet with the charts, and Mick will not have the opportunity to tell me that. Let's just call it that way. Well, so on Magic, okay, new project was here. What we had here was just a dead cat bounce, in my opinion, and we should go back down. But let's put kind of idea here. Let's see what we have. Well, you can see where we stopped. Yeah? Pretty simple stuff. 38.2 stopped us, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks of hitting this resistance level. Let's call it that way. If we'll push higher, I don't know, but I'm okay with this confluence here. 78.6 breakout level from the W. Well, we had a retest in the past, but we can retest this level after the pump. So I'm okay with keeping that one. What we had here was just a dead cat bounce from this move to the downside. Okay, that's Magic. Let's take a look at the next one, and that's Manta. Well, not too many things I could say about Manta, and this is a special case. This one could do a TIA move. So what we can do here, either we can put at $2 a limit order, but I'm doing something usually I'm not doing usually. Let's call it that way. So to buy at $2, it's like chasing the market here. If you want to do that, I'm okay with you doing that, because it's a new project. They did some fuckeries. They said they will do some. They will give some airdrops. They didn't do. They didn't keep their word entirely. You should. The reward was pretty low. For one Ethereum, you got, I don't know, kind of 20 Manta and kind of low airdrop. Not the best decision to do something like this with your community just before the real bull market starts. But in the same time, they could do many things, and they could do a TIA move, and we could see them at $20 pretty easily. Usually when they put it on Binance, you'll see a pump and then a dump. Well, this time you saw the pump, but I don't see the dump. So what I can do, I could hope for a 61.8 here. Let me remove this one. And I'll go on lower time frame, kind of this thinking. And I'll take the high, what we have on Binance, and I'll take the low, and I'll put a Mountain Man, okay? Well, you can see here that Mountain Man, it's $1.3. Shark setup, it's at 75 cents. It's up to you where you'll put a limit order here. My idea is, okay, they didn't dump the market. I think I'm okay with putting a 61.8. So putting a limit order here exactly at 61.8 is not a bad idea. Keep in mind, 0.5%. I think if we'll get that $1.3 and we'll get a fill, we have a chance to get, we have a high probability to get a double. And then we can reload and play the game. So I'm willing to risk 0.5%. Let's see what we buy 0.5 here. If you want to chase, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe wait on lower time frame for a bot setup here. I don't know if you have enough reasons. I don't see an ALJ. I don't see anything special here. They are just going sideways. They manipulated the price, in my opinion, a little bit when they opened. They delayed the airdrop in such a way that not all the people got the airdrop in the same time. So the panic selling was gone. Smart strategy with that, but we'll see what will happen. That's why I'm chasing here at 61.8, because I'm thinking could do another TIA move, and the team will buy everything back and then we'll push higher. Okay, that's Manta. We have a couple of days, not too much history, nothing to say with indicators, just a blank chart, let's call it that way. Well, RDNT, let's see what this one has. Well, on this one, I have some below 10 cents will be ideal. Okay, I know that, but I don't know if we'll get that. When we're watching the chart, what do you see here? I don't know if this is the entire history. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't think it is. But what we see here? Well, I see a wide, clear W. Not so wide, but it's a clear one. And I see a retest. And why I'm not already in this market, I don't know. But nothing I can do now. What I can do now is just take the high, assuming that this is the high, take the low, long reload zone, and you can see the initial W, 61.8. It's at 20 cents. Now we are at 32. Because we don't have a position here, we can be a kind of a greedy goblin, kind of a thinking here, and think, okay, I'll buy some at 61.8. If the market wants to go lower, okay, I have 0.5, and at the next weekly W, I could buy another 0.5, do an average, and sell half on a double. But we want exposure on new projects. So buying at 61.8, I don't think it's a bad idea. Indicators, well, what we have here, history on Binance, you can see W's indicator confirmation, really strong OBV. I like that. So OBV is trying to tell us that this will go higher. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not before the halving, but at some point in time, this one will push higher. We don't have an LJ here, I think, but we have a clear weekly W with a proper retest, and we have a way to draw a long reload zone. Buying 61.8, I think it's a good idea because you can see the initial W. And the market will, at some point in time, after the pump is over, will come back and test this level. I don't know if, guys, you can still hear me. Kevin, please tell me something, because I don't know if you are still,
Yeah.
I'm still online. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
good.
Next one is Bico. Let's see where Bico is. You can see this one. Nice OBV, nice RSI. Even if we put the volume, you can see where the POC is. It's just a bit below our market price. Let's close this one. It's just for... You can see what happened. This one, when they opened, was the best thing before the, I don't know, the hot water or something like that. The best thing you can imagine, but people realize is not so good, and we are going sideways. Don't think this project is dead. I don't care if they'll tell me that is not doing anything. Seeing this consolidation here with this OBV tells me that someone is buying. So same kind of thinking. Let's zoom in and let's find out something technical about this one. Well, hello, here we have weekly W. And pump and retest of that weekly W. Where was I here? I don't know. Why I'm not in this trade already? I don't know. Nothing I can do at this point in time. So we don't have a exposure here. Indicators look really nice. We have a weekly W. I'm okay with buying this one at the right price. Now we have to decide. The right price is 61.8, 30 cents, and we are at 40 cents. Or the right price is 25 cents. Well, if the market will come back, let's think like that. Market is here. If market will come back at this level, you think you'll go straight up? Will not tested already 61.8. Usually will go up, and then when it comes back down in the long reload zone, will probably test 78.6. So this time I'll do something like this. Just front run a little bit the 78.6 level. So this level is 25. Let's go on and put 26. So 26 cents could be a good level. That's my level where I want to buy this one. Keep in mind is the first buying, so I still have another 0.5 to buy lower if will be the case. I'm bullish. I consider that any dip it's a buying opportunity, but I'm not so bullish on altcoins before the halving. Let's just call it that way. Maybe I have PTSD from the last bear market and the last start of the bull market. Maybe, but I could see another. It's probable to see another dump, at least 35, maybe a bit lower on Bitcoin. That will give us nice fields on some altcoins. So I'm counting on that, and I'm hunting lower. Okay, you saw this one where we want to buy. Let's just save this one and let's go to the next one. Well, this is a new project. Let's see if I saved it. Okay. And as you can see on the screen, I have the long reload zone already put it here. Probably was on lower time frame, probably something like that. Well, you can see the W almost in the long reload zone. Why I don't have a new position here? I don't know. I have a small bag, but not enough. And you can see, we'll probably can, if we'll go on lower time frame, I could find even a classic or general setup or three-stage setup with location, indicator confirmation, and a nice W at the last one here. Now, well, I'm not chasing this one. I saw some airdrops coming in on this one. So I don't know if we'll come back in the long reload zone. But if we'll come back in the long reload zone, same idea like on the last ones, I want to retest 78.6. So I'll do the same thing I did on the last one, and I'll try to front run the 78.6 a little bit. Well, I have 18 cents here. I think 20 cents, it's a big round number, and we can put a limit order there. At least that's my thinking. Like I said, I saw some airdrops coming in on this one. So some people will be tempted to market buy and stake it. If will be the case and the hype will be too much, well, we'll push the price higher. It's that simple. Even I had some some pit, or how you can spell this one, and I took it and from Binance and I put it on staking. Well, we'll see what will happen. But on this plan, we are not chasers. We are not chasing the market. We are not using holy grail. We are buying low, sell half on a double, and reload multiple times until the market will go exponentially up. Then we'll change the approach and we'll sell 10% on each house level. At the end, when P cycle top will hit and give us a sell signal, we'll say, okay, enough, it's enough. And either we'll put some stop losses below the market price, either we'll sell at the market. Something like that. It's a long way until then, but in the same time, it's closer and closer. So we don't have too much time to load and reload anymore. Couple of months, I don't know, something like that. Okay, let's see the last one. Prom. Honestly, I don't know what this one does. To be really honest, I don't care what it does. What I'm interested in is if I could get free coins. That's my. If I have free coins, then you can see on Binance on spot, from beginning of the year. Uh, Overall, a range. Probably they have more history behind. I don't know about that. But same kind of thinking. You can see the initial W, weekly W here. Not quite a double. Back down, test this W, and back up. And I think 78.6 is pretty important level. Look at the fight here. If you draw a line, an imaginary line from the beginning of the chart, 78.6, look at here on weekly basis. A lot of fight of this level. So what level is $4 and 30 cents? Sounds right for me to put a limit order here. Let's see the level. 35. Let's say 36. Okay. Let's put the we'll buy 0.5 here. Same kind of thinking. If this range will fail and the market will give us a fill and will continue going down, take the low. At some point in time, we'll form a new weekly W. And then I could take another 0.5 and buy that one. For the moment, I'm okay with keeping the order here at $4.36. Pretty simple. We'll decide next week what we'll do. If we'll, I don't know, if we'll add more coins. I think we have enough for the moment. I think we should start from the beginning again with same order. 10 coins. We'll start from the number one and we can do it over again. I think 10 coins is good enough. With 5 coins was slow in my opinion. So 5 coins was pretty slow, but if we'll do 10 coins every week, well, in 2 months and 3 months almost, we can cover all the list again. In meantime, from time to time, if we'll see some new coins, some new projects at the right level, we can post in the weekly crypto review channel and we can add it on the list. It's that simple. Because we'll talk about in the next weekly crypto review Sunday, but we can do it in the middle of the week. Okay, we have a nice level. Let's put the limit order there. We'll post on that channel. If you are on a free part of the Discord, you'll get tagged. You'll see the level and you can put it in the market. So my approach, I think Kevin has the same opinion. We should keep going with 10 coins every Sunday. Well, that was my rant about the weekly crypto review plan. If you respect this plan, at least this one, and you don't have anything else, you should be in a good position at the end of the bull market. Unfortunately, not too many people want to put the time and effort to respect a plan. It's a simple one, but it's a boring plan. No hype, is not meme coins on Solana. Well, meme coins on Solana, like Kevin told you already, yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of emotions, but in the same time, it's dangerous. 99% of the altcoins or the meme coins uh, on Solana, they're going to zero in first 30 minutes. If you don't trust me, go on Dex Screener and you'll see. Look for new projects and you'll see what is happening. What we are choosing, this one was Carol idea. Keep in mind, people from our community, keep in mind, this is, I don't want to tell you the name, but if you'll read the documents, you'll understand what is this one is. At the end of the day, this is a Ponzi scheme. If you are early enough, you can make some money. If you are not early enough, I don't think it's any point to join. If you are early or not, it's your decision. Yeah, some people bought here and they are selling now here in this environment. Some people are buying now here. You can see $4,000, $300. You'll if you'll be patient enough, you'll see some buys the same matter. You are early or not, you should decide for yourself. I don't recommend to get in something like this if you don't know what you are doing. On my watch list, well, let's take a look and see what move was the strongest in the last 24 hours. And you can see Soltama, K-pop, Ponke. So I said in the Discord that someone, all the uh, uh, old TRIer and veteran in the crypto space said that, okay, I'll buy $100 worth of Ponke. Yeah. So if Da Vinci bought Ponke with how many followers it has, and usually when he's doing something like this, will not do just one post. He will shill again and again and again. And maybe the other friends of Da Vinci will do the same and could push the price higher. We bought Ponke here in this accumulation. You can see same same shit, different pie, like uh, Brian likes to say. Yeah, you can see up, back in the long reload zone, nice W's and pushing higher. And now it's trying to push higher. If you bought here, well, you have a double at least. You sell half on a double, keep the rest. Maybe this one will do 100x. You don't know. But for beginners, don't try to do it by yourself. The best idea is not do it at all. Like I said, 99% of them, they will go to zero in the first 15 minutes. And let's just let me just show you if it's exactly like I said. New pairs, 1 hour. Yeah, we are not looking at the new pairs on the volume. Let's look at the pairs on the pairs age or the new ones. Well, you can see this one, it's already at zero, no liquidity. Same on this one. This one has some liquidity, but liquidity is bigger than the, you get the idea, and so on. Look at them. Almost all of them, they're already to zero. If I put this one, you'll see it's really, really new. Okay, I'll put 1 minute chart. Well, this one, it's with the liquidity at $1 and was 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes. So in 4 minutes, it's already at zero. And if you have a situation like this, and the first half an hour, 1 hour will go to zero, 95% or more will go to zero, I don't think it's a safe environment for beginners, for new people. Don't do it. You'll lose money. Honestly, I'm still testing. I'm still using 0.5 and 1 Solana to play around on these ones. I'm still young and still learning. Yeah, we have a nice team. You'll see Carol, you'll see Kevin, you'll see Stefan, you'll see me trying to find valid projects. Valid, what valid means? Well, valid means they have a site, they have a Telegram group, and they have a Twitter page. Yeah, and someone is behind them. Not too much, but the minimum that will tell us that is not dumping in the first 5 minutes. And we want some liquidity locked from the beginning. If they don't have liquidity locked, we are not even looking at that project. Well, this live stream is not about scalping meme coins on Solana. It's about higher time frame. So I'm really curious how this candle will close and if we'll confirm a 3-bar fractal top. If you want to see what a 3-bar fractal top could look like and what a 3-bar fractal top could do, look left. 3-bar fractal top here, dump. 3-bar fractal top here, well, small dump. 3-bar fractal top here, well, ugly 3-bar fractal, no dump. But if you look here, well, that's a different story. 3-bar fractal top and big dump. 3-bar fractal top. So look left and you'll see what I'm trying to tell you. We can go back up and retest this 48 at this point in time. Doesn't look probable. It's clear that it's a clear rejection from 61.8. I'll short any move up in the short reload zone, but that's just me. In any point of time, I'm hoping for a bounce in the short reload zone, but at any point in time, a move to 32k, it's possible any moment, even until the end of the day. A test of this level, you can see where the the first support is at 32, it's possible. So if in the next 10 minutes we'll go straight to that level, it will not surprise me. The better level on the for us, it's long reload zone here. Will touch 61.8 at some point in time? Probably yes. Will be in I don't know, next week, next 2 weeks. I don't know, honestly. I'm not investing in Bitcoin here. I'll patiently wait in the long reload zone. I did my buys here, the most of them. Okay, I could think to add more in the long reload zone. But even if we'll touch, I will ICAF check this level. For me, for my plan, I'm not adding anything else on Bitcoin. I bought Bitcoin at below 20K. I'm not buying it at 30K plus. If we'll go back in the long reload zone, okay, I could add. If not, I have enough. Yeah, I should, if Bitcoin will drop, I prefer to buy some cheap altcoins and sell half on a double, get free money, and so on. That's my rant. I don't know, Kevin, if we have requests, we can do the request or we can do the giveaway first. How do you prefer?
Either way, there's only a couple requests. Somebody in the chat wants to look at Doge, and then I think there's one more in the room.
Well, let's do the giveaway, and then if you want, you can do the request.
Okay, let's let me get your screen off here and
well, if you get off my screen, I'll go to see the giveaway.
I am moving. Hold on one second. Let me move. Where's the giveaway? There's the giveaway. We got, I don't know, 20 or so names on here. And every week we just, give away a month of premium membership in our group. Or if you're already a member, you can have a sit down with either Stefan, Paul, or I as a one-on-one, or talk about trading or whatever you'd like to talk about. Maybe we could show you something. So I'll just hit this wheel. Wish everybody the best of luck. And if you want to be added to next week's drawing, then you just have to retweet the tweet for this show. So it'll usually be pinned at the top of our Twitter at crypto_T_arena is our username there. So also give us a follow there and on YouTube if you have not already done so. And that's it. I'm going to hit this damn button. So here we go. Who's it going to be today? Oh, cool. Gaius CTA. So probably a member if they got CTA in here. I don't know who that is, though. And I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. But Gaius, if you want to reach out to Paul or me, please do so.
Yeah, please do so. If you want a premium membership, if you are already a premium member, you can choose a one-to-one with me, Stefan, or Kevin. So,
yeah. Sweet. Well, I'll get rid of that.
I don't know. Maybe in the next near future, we'll change the approach with the giveaway. Maybe we'll do something else. We'll talk about that. But I think giving you every week 1 month premium membership and this giveaway, it's okay. If you have other ideas, please post in the Discord on the free part, and maybe will give us a better idea that we have now.
Yeah.
Well, you want to do the reviews or the
yeah, request? Sure. I can. I guess so. Feel free to step in and comment anything you'd like. I guess first is Doge, which poor old Doge is old. Is Doge just an old dog with no new tricks in a sea of dog cats and dog shits and every other meme coin on the planet now? It hasn't really done too much lately. I suppose it did actually double off the lows. I don't know. Not really. Yeah, it looks like the lows are somewhere around like 5 cents. So I guess you could have banged a double out on Doge recently if you were really hunting like against all these lows through here and got filled at 5 cents. I guess I don't know where I'm at.
On my opinion, Kevin, sorry. In my opinion, Kevin, the only thing I would prefer to do on Doge is just hunting the lows. It's
Yeah.
that simple. SFU of the lows, nothing more. Look left, and if you'll go on the entire history of Doge, that's the best level. To chase Doge at this level seems expensive in my view.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
seems like Elon Musk forgot about the Doge. Maybe now we'll talk about Ponky. Who knows? Who the fuck knows?
I even saw there was some Elon shitcoin this week on Solana. It was called like Elon on Solana or something.
Well, even Elon Mom had a shitcoin.
um, but I mean that yeah, the reality with Doge is like, I mean, I'm a big fan of Doge in general. I think it's awesome to have some Doge in your portfolio. It's just the problem is it his location with Doge. I mean, even though it is sitting at 88.6 here of the whole range, just like Paul said, there's just so much downside to Doge. So it's hard to get super excited about it, especially when there's probably going to be some new meme coins that are going to steal the spotlight a little bit heading forward. I think Doge, there's still a place for Doge to do well, but I just, it's not really my favorite here. I mean, the chart wise, yeah, it seems to have formed a base here. There's not really a true, I mean, there is a weekly W way back here that is still holding technically. Yeah, it's just kind of making a nice sideways channel. So I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. I think you just have to accept the likelihood of lower prices later, or the good chance of, at least. I mean, I have these lines drawn here already that, you know, when you start zooming in and you see this right here is just I mean, that's a massive fair value gap, right? This is just like a hole in the profile. So like it's kind of a magnet. If this thing does start trending down here, then there's a lot of room to go down. And of course the original, well, at least original on this Binance chart, it's kind of that, you know, way down here at 0.04. So lots of downside on Doge. That's the only thing I would just be mindful of. But at the same time, if you want to take shots against these lows here as price comes back down into reload zones, that's fine. It's just know that you might have to take a lot of heat. Otherwise, it's just sort of trying to bottom here at what is 88.6. It's just, you know, kind of this, because of this epic straight up move, it's just created this big gap right here. So we'll see. I think it'd be fun to look at the Doge versus Bitcoin chart, because like if you want to go like more old school, Doge did have like the most fascinating pattern. You know, look at like, if you, I remember there were so many doubles and more than doubles to be had just by simply buying Doge against the lows here every time it came down. You could see how they just kept pumping it. And then of course the epic pump came, you know, on a FU of the lows. Funny enough, you know, they actually took out all those, you know, sort of equal lows. Did they actually take it out 100%? No, yeah, they did. So yeah, that's hilarious in hindsight, man. Look at that. Just FU'd it 3 times actually in 3 different weeks. Those were some pretty incredible fills there. But the point I'm trying to make is this was like the history of Doge before Elon Musk pumped it. And look at like even this chart. Just look at all that downside risk. I mean, just at least be mindful of that. That does not look like a bottom right there. And there's just so much more room for Doge to work its way lower. So maybe that's in the future. We don't know. Of course, if the whole crypto market bottoms and starts ripping, then Doge will probably maintain. But is it going to outperform? I don't know. Probably not. Did it have its glory back here, and now it's just going to kind of sort of always be there, but maybe not like a market leader anymore? I don't know. I definitely think there's going to be some meme coins that do perform insanely well going forward. It's just maybe try to have like a meme. I mean, I don't know if Doge, I mean, it is obviously like a meme coin, but I don't know. It's actually kind of like, it's like a dino coin now. I don't know what. Anyway, point being, I was going to say just maybe like try to carve out your, like maybe you own some Doge, but also own some of the other up and comers. And I don't know if maybe like, you know, some of the current Solana rippers like Dog with Hat or whatever, WIF, or of course Bonk. I never really look at Bonk. Like, are those going to still continue to perform through this cycle? I don't know, but anyway, just, you know, just be mindful of the downside on Doge. I'll just leave it at that. What else do we got here? We got CVX. Andre's asking if Paul or I normally use linear or log for charts in TradingView. I mean, I usually just use the regular linear, but it is interesting to look at log charts here and there. I don't typically use them. I don't know why. I guess I mean, mostly because if you draw your fibs, log charts aren't really the best for just like way to display like kind of the ranges that we like to trade. But I think it's always worth just looking at the Bitcoin log chart, though, for that matter, just to put, if you ever want to zoom out and just kind of keep it in context, what's going on. Yeah, maybe I should pick something else. Let's see. Where's log chart here?
I'm using regular because I prefer to see the levels the range. I'm a range trader, so I prefer the without logarithmic approach.
Yeah.
But if you want to, like Kevin said, to watch on logarithmic, you want to see the Bitcoin on weekly chart, okay. But I prefer the classical way. It's better for me and for me seeing the levels.
Yeah, me too. But the only thing I'll say about this is, I mean, hopefully you can at least, I mean, just looking at this, it does look like Bitcoin could easily retrace a bit here. But in general, we're still making this sort of higher highs and higher lows. And really, there's no reason to think we won't end up at new highs down the road. That's what I see in this chart. I mean, clearly, this was an awesome opportunity if you just make that logarithmic curve kind of. And the last thing I'll say about this is a loss of those lows. That's the thing, is if Bitcoin really did make a new low here, I mean, that's a massive change in the structural sort of performance of Bitcoin. That would be a huge M for one. But like a loss of the lows at that 15,000 area will completely change the shape of Bitcoin. I mean, it'll just change, it will change this uptrend, right? This nice, pretty arc, kind of like logarithmic curve that's happened would be wildly changed by that. So if that happens down the road, that's going to actually change my perspective of Bitcoin. But right now, it just kind of looks like it's just repeating this cycle, and it will probably end up at new highs down the road. But anyway, I don't typically use log charts. They have a tendency to throw. You can see how my fibs are all jacked up and stuff. It makes it harder to, like Paul was saying, to range trade with fibs. It just doesn't show up as nicely. And of course, with crypto, you got to always be mindful of the fact that things can easily retrace 90%. So, like, if you're trading like with the regular chart, there's not really that much benefit to the log for me. Like when I look at the regular chart here, and I have to accept that Bitcoin could, pull back pretty considerably here, possibly. Anyway, not sure if that's the best answer, but I could have just simply said I don't use log charts. But why would I do that and make it simple? So anyway, a couple more requests. Let's see. CVX, I think, was the next one. Which I did get some fills on CVX. I guess on Kraken, maybe. Yeah. I mean, simply put, this is a one that's already retraced. So just like that SPA that I was showing earlier, you could see how, I mean, I was hunting off of that high, and then we ended up making more highs. But this is a perfect example of one that's got a nice weekly W working, did pop, and now has retraced. So this one's already dipped. Like whether it has to, if the whole market rolls over, then CVX might have to make new lows. And that kind of gets into that thing of I was saying earlier, if you're buying like 78.6, which is almost, I mean, this is in the middle of the reload zone right here at 319. So we'll just say, even if you went and market bought right now today at 320, you're basically buying right in the middle of the reload zone against the previous weekly W. So even if we, lost 50% of its value here and came all the way down to like 150 or something, and made new lows, could probably still bang a double out down the road. I mean, it's not going to be your favorite trade. You're going to have to sweat that underwater, but I think we're well in the zone of like being willing to take a shot. And then if these lows don't hold, you just got to if you're trading this sort of risk to zero investment strategy that we're talking about here, then you just got to wait and you'll probably be okay. And I mean, your double is going to be to a new high here, which is, we would have to take out this high, which would ultimately sort of change the structure here anyway. But long story short, I actually like this one. I've already bought it myself here on that dip, and it fits. I will say OBV doesn't look super great here, but I'm starting to be more interested in just buying against these W's here, and I don't need as much OBV confirmation in my opinion going forward. But OBV is trending down, so it's worth noting. And the last thing I'll say about this is it reminds me of a power 3, which is something we've talked about in the past with this one. And so, we kind of have an equal lows situation here. And then we lost the lows and put in a nice W and reclaim the range. And then, of course, lost it again. And now it's fighting to reclaim it. But any reclaims of that range suggest higher down the road, in my opinion. So I like this one in general. And I think I remember Carol telling me that this is related to CRV, I think. And this one has more upside potential down the road than CRV. I think I remember him saying that. I have CRV right here on my screen, so I might as well look at that one too. And you can see how CRV isn't really performing. It's actually sitting right at the W level. So that one's buyable if you believe in CRV here. It's all the way down against the old lows. Hasn't really performed of late, so I don't know what to say about that. And actually OBV is even emming out a little bit here. So it looks kind of weak, but it is a place you could buy a W here. I guess I'll add, my only thing is if a coin hasn't performed yet, like recently, if it hasn't ripped recently, does that mean it's like, I think I said this last week, is it just a lagging coin that might take off, or is it actually just there's no life really there? I don't know. That's like a hard call to make. So it's like, I would much prefer to buy strong W's going forward. And so this isn't really what I would call that strong per se, because it never really took off. And so it might just need another W here. So unlike, not to keep talking about SPA, but it's such a perfect one. This one, like, I'm not surprised to see that bounce off 78.6, like I said, because we had a solid, nice W that did perform, and then it's just retesting it. So just I don't know, like going forward, there's going to be so many altcoins to trade, like thousands of them, and we're going to want to try to identify the strongest ones. And I would probably use, or not probably, I'm going to use that sort of W kind of strength to work from. And so I think CVX, CRV doesn't fit that. CVX did break out pretty good, but it's also it hasn't been super strong here lately. So I don't love that, but it has retraced down to the W. So, I mean, if you have any reason that you want to own this, then the location's pretty damn good. So yeah, anyway, CVX, in general, I give it the thumbs up. Let's see here. What else we got? AAAR. Is that a pirate? Or that pirate's the ARRR. Weekly W, good location, but OBV looks bad. So yeah, I'll take a look at that one, Nick. I'm not familiar with it. Oh yeah, so it's like a Bing X kind of thing. Is that right? Yeah, so it must be Bing X. Okay, well, hopefully well, you said OBV looks bad. I don't know if I'm looking at the right one. Well, if I am, I don't think OBV looks, well, it doesn't, I mean, it's not a W, but it's trying to W here. So I don't know if I'm looking at the right one, because OBV doesn't look too bad to me. Now, it's not, actually, it technically isn't a divergence even, because it looks like we made a new low here. Yeah, so, as price moved to new lows through here, OBV made a higher low. So technically it's in potential divergence. So if I am looking at the right one, I think OBV looks okay. Now, first of all, I can't chase it up here. If anything, that's kind of an M right there. It's sort of a weird looking M, but maybe, what does a line chart look like? Kind of weird. There's like a little M in there, but it's not super well defined. But nonetheless, it's not really a place location-wise that I want to be a buyer here. I see a potential top here. I see a lot of opener to the downside, and I see a little weekly W way down here and a bigger weekly W, with a breakout level up here. And so I don't know. It looks fine to me. I just think that, like I would say with all of these, I just draw my fibs here. 61.8's right at kind of near the W level. So I would consider that like pretty aggressive. If it's going to test that level, it probably will test lower and through this open air down here. But that would be like the aggressive buy consideration at 0379. So I don't know. like looking for 61.8 and below seems reasonable to me. But really, like, I like how 88.6 is the old W. I mean, if you really want to be patient and just hunt stinky levels, there's a pretty good chance it will make its way even all the way down here to 88.6 and tag that breakout. And that would be an epic level. Like if you get hit right there or filled right there, sorry, then a double is just like sort of a dead cat bounce back up, up into like 50 cents, like sort of around here, which would probably be like, like a 61.8 of the short reload zone as it bounces. So that would be like the sort of sniper level down there. And then of course, anywhere in between would be like reasonable. It's just, just be mindful of the fact that that was a straight up move and it might have to clean itself up and come all the way back down here. But I like it in general. Oh, it was the wrong one. Hey, you're looking for the pirate one. Okay, well, fine. I guess this is, wait, I'm on ADA. What the hell? That's not, is that Cardano? That's not Cardano, is it? Well, I'm tripping. How did I get on ADA? It is the same chart. Well, Cardano, you just got my... That was my honest assessment of Cardano without knowing it was. So there was no bias in there because I didn't even know what coin I was talking about. How the fuck? I thought I went to AAR on Bing X. Well, it doesn't matter anyway because the one you wanted to look at was actually the pirate one, Pirate Chain, yeah. ARRR USDT. I guess on CoinX we'll look at it. Oh, sorry. This looks like OBV. It looks bad. Fuck. It's funny I didn't even recognize that Cardano chart. And I actually have, I never reloaded on Cardano this time around. It never really W'd. I do have a bag from last time, but I actually have not bought Cardano in this since the bear market, I should say. Let's see. Pirate Chain, I remember this rip. I missed this. God damn. That thing went nutso. And now it's come it's a perfect example of how these things will come all the way back down to the old lows. So it's done that now and maybe even broke the lows a bit. I guess not quite. So yeah. I mean, if you like Pirate Chain here, then clearly buying down against the lows wouldn't be unreasonable. And it's not really doing too much yet. But location wise, buying in this area, even where it sits right here, location wise is pretty damn good. I don't think we can call that a weekly W yet, and it actually looks more like an ABCD. Like sometimes at some point these W's, when they get too steep, they end up really actually being ABCDs, which is sort of a trap. So you kind of have to. This is why we like to use fibs. I think you could in this case, it looks like the reload zone was tested, so that's okay. If it breaks out here, it's a W, I'd say. It's getting a little close to ABCD, or to being an ABCD. And what I was going to say is just, you can always draw your fibs here. And if the right side of the W is not even in the reload zone, then I'd say definitely not a W. However, in this case, we actually got down into the reload zone, so I think you could call that a W. However, it hasn't broken out yet, so we can't call it confirmed. And then OBV's pointing down, like you said, yeah, looking like M's. So it hasn't turned yet. So I think just wait. Me personally, I'm happy to just wait for the W. Going back, remember, I'm trying to buy strong coins that have already W'd. This is my sort of focus. And so this one hasn't already W'd yet. So I'll just patiently wait, let it break out, and then I'll draw my fibs from wherever that level does come in, and just start hunting pullbacks to that. That's all assuming I'm even going to trade this, which I'm probably not going to because it's only on CoinX and not really in it won't really fall into my Coinbase and Kraken altcoin investment plan. But that's what I would do if I was going to. So I don't know. I'll keep an eye on it, I suppose. What else do we got here? I think I have to look in Discord. Somebody asked about Robinhood, which is cool. I want to look at the stock Robinhood. And then I think that's it. Let me find my... And of course, we have a request, like in our room, we have a request channel, which might be only for I can't remember if everybody has access to that or not. But if you do have a question, you're always welcome. Just throw a name in the general chat, actually, and just... if you have a name like this and you just want to get somebody's opinion on it, feel free to throw it in there. Just know that, anybody who's answering, You might want to just double check they're actually at least like a premium member, maybe a Gladiator, or it's Paul or I or Stefan, just so you know who you're listening to. But yeah, throw your questions in there and we'll try our best to respond to them. And if you do have access to the TA request room, you could throw it in there as well, and then we'll look at it on these shows. But I think today, sorry, I'm just actually looking for that channel here. And of course, I can't find it for some reason because, oh, there it is. Yeah, so I guess Hood is the only one on there, which is funny. Let's take a look at Robinhood. Of course, this is Robinhood, the trading platform, and it is actually falls into crypto related, I'd say, because you can trade crypto on Robinhood. And of course, going back to like the accessibility of trading, Robinhood's definitely brought trading from your phone while sitting on the toilet. They've made that a reality for stocks too, and options. And a lot of people hate on Robinhood, but I was saying to Paul earlier, actually, I kind of like trading on it. I mean, their interface is weird. Like I like that you can easily trade from your phone in terms of entering orders, but when you want to look at like your transaction history or like, I don't know, that could be really annoying because it's not ideal. But that's actually true for all the stock platforms practically. So, but I like actually Robinhood if you want to just buy and sell stocks quickly. It's really easy. And the other thing I like more about it is they don't charge commissions on options trading in the US. So now, of course, if you're out of the US, I don't even know if you can use Robinhood, but free options is kind of cool, especially if you like to trade shitcoin options like I do, cheap ones. Yeah, and Andre's mentioning dumb money. Speaking of Robinhood, yeah, of course, Robinhood was at the forefront of the whole GME talk meme stocks. Of course, last cycle we had like the meme stock rally, and GME was the sort of driver of that. But nonetheless, anyway, Robinhood's funny because I was hunting. You can see I already have my reload zone drawn here, and shame on me. I was watching this patiently because I missed this pump. There was a lot of like swing trades through these moves that I like had sort of had on my radar, and I just never seemed to get in on any of them. And then I really wanted to hunt this dip, and then I missed the weekly chart, so clearly I wasn't paying too much attention. You can see how there's three or 4 weeks to buy 88.6 here, and then I guess it didn't quite double here. So I guess I didn't miss too much, but hopefully, I mean, the long story short is much like the altcoins we look at, you can see there's now a nice base being set here with W's and stuff. And it looks like we're pulling back into it. And I want to buy this thing anywhere against this trend line. I mean, hopefully I don't know. I don't really want to buy it way up here down the road. Let's see what happens here. But I like this base that's been set. And I do like Robinhood going forward. And there's pretty good upside here. I mean, if you get long from like $10, $11, I think a double of 22's very doable. And then of course, there's plenty of room for higher, but even just using the opening low there as like a guide, that's 33. So yeah, it's like a 3xer back there. So in general, I like the idea of Robinhood. And I think they're going to have a place. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they're more involved in crypto going forward. I mean, right now you can buy and sell, I don't know, 10 or 15, probably Doge actually for sure. And then of course, like Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin and stuff. And I haven't double checked, but I think you can withdraw. I think when you originally, kind of like PayPal or Square, some of those, I think originally you couldn't actually withdraw. You could just buy, but I think now you can withdraw Bitcoin. I haven't tried that, so I should probably try that before I say it, but be careful of that. Like, I think like if you're like Square, I don't know, maybe they've changed all that, but you don't really want to buy Bitcoin on a place that won't let you withdraw. But anyway, I like Robinhood going forward. Just for the shits and giggles, I want to look at FinViz of Robinhood really quick because it probably looks kind of terrible on paper, to be honest. Yeah, it's got like a really high share count. Fucking A, 50% insider owned. How the hell? Damn, that's crazy. So that half of the shares are owned by insiders. That's actually really good. But surprising. I'm surprised by that. And then actually they're sitting on a decent amount of cash, $7.74 per share. So the price cash is 1.38. That's well within my under 2 and closer to one better, the better. So that's pretty good actually. And I suppose they should be sitting on cash. They are basically a bank, I mean, of sorts. So you'd hope they would have some cash. But yeah, nothing really sticking out here. I don't love that it's got 700 million shares out, but it is what it is. I still like it going forward. I think Robinhood will be around. So I don't know. Long story short is just draw your reload zones, and you can see I already have my. Well, I should update mine as a matter of fact, because I guess now we're technically, somewhere it's basically the same, but somewhere at 9:30 and below for right now. I actually wouldn't have a problem with just hitting Mountain Man right here. It looks like there's even a weekly gap right there at Mountain Man. Yeah, look at that little gap. So that's like a magnet, right? So I bet you the chances of this 9:30 level getting hit, 9:34, very high. But whether you want to buy that level or not, that's like a sort of on the more, that's like the top highest level I'd consider buying. And if you really want to be cheeky, I see a gap all the way down here. So like if you're just trying to be a sniper and you just want to wait patiently at 770, this seems likely. Looks pretty good though. I like old Robinhood. Sorry, Dal Moody. I feel like Dal Moody probably hates Robinhood. I don't know. I'm just kidding. We have talked about it before. So anyway, have they ever made money though? Oh yeah, I didn't really look at that. I don't think they've made money yet. Well, they say they're making earnings per share this year is 40 up 44. Have they? I mean, I don't think they're making money. I suppose I should look down here. Whoa, insiders have been selling though. Geez, look at all that red. They're selling like $12. Well, they were selling that high. That's interesting actually. So they sold the top on everybody. Well, no, $12 isn't the top. What am I saying? The top was, well, 1350. So it looks like the insiders were actually starting to sell up in this level. And I guess that makes sense. They kind of FU'd the highs and we're basically still in a range here. So that's interesting. Look at all that selling though, man. They were unloading. Have they made any profit? Now this is making the assumption I even know how to read any of this shit, which I don't. Net income, well, yeah, they're not making money. Yeah, negative. Earnings per share is negative. Yeah, so they're not making a profit. And of course, how do they make money? This is what pisses people off about Robinhood actually, is they make money basically allowing the institutions to front run you, right? So you don't want to market. If you're market buying on Robinhood, you're just giving Ken Griffin money. But if you're working limit orders, you're not. And really, it probably doesn't affect a retail trader too much. But they essentially they sell the bid and ask data, right, to big trading desks. And so like if you go and market buy at like $10.01, they basically sell it to you at 10.02, or somebody else buys it at 10.01 and sells it to you. It's kind of like a MEV, like on a blockchain sort of front running. It's similar to that. And that's where they basically make their money. So they don't charge commissions on anything. So you're basically the product, right? So keep that in mind. But again, if you're limit order, like if you want to work limit orders on cheap options for no commissions, that's the only place I know of to do that. So that's kind of cool. And is your money safe? I don't know. It's probably just as safe as like E-Trade or any of the other regulated brokers. And of course, the other thing that pissed people off about Robinhood is during that GameStop, they sort of halted trading. But if I remember, I mean, it wasn't even Robinhood. They were forced to halt trading.
Well, everyone did the same, not only Robinhood.
Yeah. It was like everyone, because it really came down to like liquidity for. And God, I really don't know how to explain all this, but right, like Robinhood has like an underwriter that's providing the liquidity for all this shit. And so and that's like Ken Griffin or whoever these huge people are, and they probably did that for all of the brokers. So that's why when they told the brokers they had to halt trading, everybody did. Because I remember E-Trade halted it too. I wasn't trading GME So I didn't actually experience that, but I remember being around it when it happened. And I actually had Express. The best meme stock I had was sort of like an indirect one during that time. It was Express clothing retailer, and they sort of got sucked up into the meme stock thing. And I did bang off like a 20x trade on the options market then. Anyway, that was a long analysis of Hood, but I actually like Robinhood going forward. It's one that I have on my list to buy. So I think that's all we have actually for requests here. And shit, we're already at an hour and 50 minutes. Damn it. Did I just do like a 20-minute Robinhood analysis? That's horrible. I talked about
Well,
that.
let's stay below 2 hours.
Um, yeah. Let's call it. We'll call it there with Robinhood. But don't underestimate it going forward. I actually think this is probably going to be a pretty good performer in the future. Just because they've positioned themselves well. Anyway, that's my shit analysis, by the way, too. I'm not a professional fundamental stock analyst by any means. In fact, shit, I was going to try to make some joke, but couldn't come up with anything quick enough. Yeah, I'll leave it at that for today. Thanks, Andre. And it's cool to see you popping in. Thanks for joining us. Of course, Andre's been around for a while, and actually fun to talk about stocks. He likes stocks a little more than a good chunk of our group doesn't really care about stocks. And there's not enough time today, but I do a show on Tuesdays at the New York Stock Close, and I guess I'll report on some Bitcoin stock fills because that is one thing that's happened over the last couple of weeks is the crypto stocks have gotten just destroyed and knocked back down to earth, and I've been buying those a little bit. So I did get buy BTCM and Wolf and maybe something else. I gotta go look, but I'm definitely working bids on the pullbacks of all those. So I did talk about that on last Tuesday's show, and I'll kind of review that this Tuesday. That's right at the New York Stock Exchange close, like I said, and also on Tuesdays, if you want to join us in the New York live trading session, then just pop in our Discord, and we share that link every Tuesday. And that's just us hanging out for a couple of hours around the New York Open, just trading mostly lower time frame crypto. And I might as well mention while I'm talking about it too on Tuesdays that Stefan is also live scalping during the London session earlier in that day on Tuesday. So depending on where you are in the world. And you can join that on YouTube, actually. The links are posted in Discord, but that will be on YouTube as well. And that leaves that. So Tuesdays is kind of our day where we sort of share content with the public. Aside from this show today on Sundays, which we'll be back next Sunday for and every Sunday going forward for the time being. Well, all the way until that Pi cycle top indicator fires and we've hit like peak euphoria in crypto. We'll definitely be doing this show and at least till then.
Well, after that we can take a 1 year off entirely.
Yeah, maybe just turn it off and come back when the bottom's in again.
Yeah. Well, people, don't forget, we still accept people to register for Kappa One program. Soon enough, we'll start the program again. I think we have a really good approach. 4 months intensive learning, you can become a swing trader if you put the time and effort. The price is still low for the moment. Don't wait until the top of the bull market to do that program. Kappa 2 program, this term we can accept people without Kappa 1 if they have enough experience. But from next time, only people who did Kappa 1 will be able to join Kappa 2. So we'll probably do 1 or 2 terms of Kappa 1 and only one of Kappa 2. The prices are really cheap. The content is valuable, and I think you can learn some things with us. If you want more details, come on our Discord, ask Kevin about Kappa 1 or Stefan about Kappa 2. Yeah, let's just keep it simple. If you want to join, DM straight Kevin, and he will tell you more details. Let's keep this one below 2 hours. I think it's best for YouTube. So I'll let Kevin tell you goodbye. I'm not so good at closing live streams.
Wow, me neither. But I'll say Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next Sunday. Pop in Discord and say hi. Go to cryptotradersarena.com to find our Discord. Super easy. And that'll do it. And we'll just, and also if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly. And I'll just leave it at that. I'm going to hit our little disclaimer outro because, of course, we are just sharing our ideas and what we're doing with our money. But this isn't a direct call for you to go and buy any of this shit. And if anything, please learn your risk management skills. If you don't understand how to work a risk management plan, then it's perfect reason to take our Capio 1, as that's a huge focus. And I'll just hit this little disclaimer button, say bye, and see you guys online. Thanks, online friends. Bye-bye.